Number 64 putting the wrong bin out on the wrong day again. Been an awful lot of peculiar activity going on over there recently. Haven't you heard? Well, you know me. Not one to gossip, but you know Carol Singer at 58? She was the one who told me that their daughter, you know, the funny looking one, died. She killed herself. Leapt off a bridge into an oncoming train, is what she said. Terrible way to go. Police tried to talk her down for hours apparently, but it's no good. Now, I'm not the sort to pry, but when something like that happens, you have to ask, don't you? Why would she do that? Do you know Carol Taylor at 73? No? Well, she was trying to tell me that they at 64 have a perfectly normal home life. But I don't know how she can possibly know that when she lives several doors down at the opposite side of the road, and she was pretty much bedbound for the last 6 months with a dodgy hip. That flares up, but it seems to settle down now, by the way. She's been out the front on her frame anyway. But what girl with a perfectly normal home life kills herself? Doesn't make sense, does it? Well, you didn't hear this from me. I shouldn't really be saying anything, so keep this to yourself. But Carol S. reckons their home life was anything but normal. She said that there was something funny going on between her and her father. I daren't say what. But that was coming from Carol S., whose own husband wears mismatching slippers and doesn't seem to like to get dressed before noon. You see him out there in the morning in his tatty old dressing gown, faffing about. I'm sure he hasn't got anything else on under that moth-eaten old thing either. So really, I wouldn't take anything that Carol says as gospel. Besides, you know Sue, who works at Lundy's? On the corner, don't you? Yeah, well, her son goes to the same school as them at 64, and she reckons that their funny-looking girl had developed a crush on this lad. Bit of a bruiser. Not particularly nice. Bit of treat 'em mean to keep 'em keen. Well, he didn't want to know, apparently. Spurned her advances, if you like. And that's why she jumped off a 30-foot bridge into an oncoming train while yelling his name. But I wouldn't trust anything Sue says, or does either. She's shortchanged me more than once. And added to which, Trisha, I don't think you know her. Her husband works for the railway and told her something else entirely. Reckons this lad she had a crush on pushed her in front of the train trying to get away from her. Which seems highly unlikely if you ask me. Please be a pigeon. Please be a pigeon. Hitting a pigeon is bad enough, but I knew it wasn't a sodding pigeon. I saw her jump in front of the train, but there was a brief moment I prayed that my eyes deceived me, or that she somehow jumped clear of the line and it was her bag that I hit. But no. 14 she was. 14. Imagine ending your life like that at that age. What on earth have you got to worry about? Just wait till you get a family, a mortgage, and a thankless job that bleeds you dry, so that by the time you get home and sort all your family out and your home life stuff out, it's just about enough time to watch 20 minutes of that thing on Netflix everyone's been banging on about before you conk out asleep on the sofa. I'm glad I went to the funeral. Her dad went out of his way to track me down afterwards and thank me for coming. Lovely bloke. He didn't have to do that. He wanted me to come back to the house with everyone else, but it was awkward enough being at the funeral. I didn't really fancy making polite small talk with a bunch of strangers squashed into the corner of a room, holding a paper plate full of mini pork pies and egg sandwiches in a house where the girl I killed used to live. Me and the missus went to the pub instead. Been going there a lot, actually. I've been given a shitload of time off work, which is good as it's bad. The very last thing I want to be doing is driving trains. My heart would be in my stomach every station I pulled in at. But being off work, I've got nothing to do. And when you've got nothing to do, your thoughts get the better of you, don't they? There's literally not a second of the day I don't think about that poor girl or her family. Her brother and sister, her mum and dad. Looking at them at the funeral. The sadness oozing from them. Their lives have been destroyed. That haunts me. As much as that girl does. I can't stand it. The only way I can numb the pain and get that image of her and her family out of my head is to just have a drink. It all seems slightly less messed up then. Local schoolgirl dies jumping in front of a train. What a heading to read in the paper whilst you're drinking a tea in the morning. She only went to the school just up the road. You read about them celebrities doing it all the time, don't you? Oh, boo-hoo. I don't have enough millions of pounds and celebrity friends. I must kill myself. Stupid plonkers. But a school kid. I mean, come on. You need to lighten up and live a little. It's that social media and mobile telephones what's to blame, isn't it? It makes them all anxiety-ridden and depressed. Well, I've got a cure for that, you know. Figured it out. I'm going to be patient at it, package it up, and make a fortune off it. But I'll give it to you for free. You ready? Keep your nose out of your bloody phone for 5 minutes. Just stop with your TikToking, Instagramming, Facebooking. Stop pretending you have a better life than what you actually do. Go outside, meet real people, and breathe in some fresh air. Even on the bus, you hear their music blaring while they're looking down at their phones. Look out of the window, you damn fool. If you divorce yourself from the real world, then what do you expect? I've lived in the world before the internet. It was great. It was genuine living. We had real friends. You enjoyed their company in actual real life. You went to the pub. You played sports. You went and watched a match every weekend. And if someone took the time to write you a letter, seeing their handwriting was like their personality showing through. Now it's all smiling faces in a text message. That's what my grandkids send me. Smiling faces. Great. What am I supposed to do with that? When they come over it, they're just all on their phones too. I don't know why they bother coming.